Okay, well, today I created a video regarding the Fan Futurama project. Spent an hour or so working on the Salt and Light script. Well, that leads me to feel that I should probably give at least an hour to this anime. And where we are at is, I like this shot. Oops. Blender 2.82, you have to use the right mouse, or the left mouse button to grab things. Lowly Jackal, blah blah blah. So actually, let me see something here. Let's draw a B for box around these guys. Oh, and it grabbed that one too, so let's just go ahead and box that. And let's see here. Okay, see, this I do not understand. There's something about, what if the mouse is over here to the left? Yeah, see how it's changing the length? This is something Blender 2.8's been doing from... Okay, and it leaves the tail behind. So I just, this is one of those classic, deals where you sit here and try to imagine a scenario where this behavior would be desirable. Like there's a good reason for it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Okay, let's grab these two without the box. Grab these two without the box. Oops. G key. And that should butt up there and then position now. And since I don't want to be just Mr. Rant and Rave, I will say this is something very good about Blender 2.8. I think 2.79 behaves the same way, but basically if you take these strips and bump them up to the other one, it sort of, it butts them together in the most sensible way. So in other words, here they're overlapped, boom, and they're just a clean edit from one to the other. So now this probably needs to be scooted over a little bit. Lowly Jackal. I need to change this line. Because in the story he never actually said it was going to be a fair fight. So we're going to change this to say, have you ever heard of a fair fight? Alright. That's fine. Okay, so I think, yeah, this is the shot I was concerned about. Yeah, and it's basically Akari's eyes are all screwed up. So we'll grab these two, drag these over yonder, and actually I am gonna bump that up to there so that that lands correctly, and then let's, oops, okay. So I need to hit the A key? No, I need to hit all A, so nothing's selected. Then I can drag that. Okay, so this is shot number 106. Let's save our work. And pretty sure this is a Krita scene. So while Krita loads, I'm going to go grab my sunglasses just to, give my eyes a little bit of a break from the screen. So hang on half a second. And quick as a wink, I am back. So I'm pretty sure it's Krita, this scene. I believe this one was originally done in OpenTunes and then wound up getting revised in Krita. So for the most part I like it, but her eyes are definitely winky on the back part of that shot. So this is shot, what did I say, 106? Yeah, it's 86. 106. Just confirm. Yeah, 106. Let's see what happens. Open, open, open. Okay, it looks like it's having to think about it for quite a while. Okay, I thought I clicked the open button, but maybe I'm just a silly goose. Oh, there it is. Okay, yes, now I remember. This shot I wonder if the cropping is done right here in Blender. Let's look over here. Yep, it's cropped. Okay, that's fine. So that means I can just work with this, such as it is. So I like her demonic looking eyes there. Oh, there's where it all falls apart. It's a little bit doofy looking. So is this all Akari? Unfortunately, it appears that it is. So that means that yeah, she's baked down to a single layer. So just to be safe, I'm gonna save frequently, because this is gonna require a bit of finesse. So pop, pop. Okay, we're just gonna try some things. We're just gonna work with it and kind of see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, there's a few things you could sort of argue about this that are maybe lacking just a bit. So let's just make our life simple. Not easy, but simple, by just erasing the eyes. Okay, and then we'll, or I should say the pupils, obviously. Then let's redraw. Let me see here. Let's just see what this comes out. Yeah, okay, size-wise. Let me back up. It's probably a little aggressive. Let's go to 2. See what that looks like. Okay, for what we're doing, that will probably be better. So the thing you can do in Krita is you start drawing a ellipse, and then you hit Shift, and it's going to be a perfect circle. And then if you also hit Alt, you can adjust that circle around like so, which is quite handy. Okay, that's a little too big. How about that? Okay. Save. Just want to make sure I'm saving really frequently. Okay, I think that'll work actually. So let's go to the plain old brush and get that. Now her eyes are the same color as her nightie, as a happy coincidence. And let's go to the fill operation, and why don't we put it in, I think maybe multiply mode. Yeah, multiply mode will do the trick. And then I'm actually going to jump back to normal mode here in order to put some specular in the eyes. And then I'm going to go here and make this just a little bit darker. Just to give it a little character. So I'm going to sample that and go a little bit lighter. Okay. Probably should make that a little more distinct at the edge. Okay. So now this is only a 1. I mean, this tween is on 1, so that's moving pretty fast. So I'm not going to worry about that one. But let's jump ahead here. Okay. Interesting. Okay, yeah. And this position is held for quite a long time. So in light of that, just again to keep things as simple as possible, let's just get rid of what we had and redo it. And again, let's grab this. We probably want that color, not black. And then let's see here. Okay, so her eyes are going to be looking at I'm going to do it like that, and then just go in here, hit the B key again, sample this, and just clean that up. Okay. Alright, let's pull back, and yeah, that's not too bad. So sample that color. Once again, multiply mode. Fill tool, boom. Boom. A little bit of paintbrush. Let's grab some white. Oops, we don't want multiply for that. We can use addition or normal, it doesn't really matter. And again, just a little bit of character here. Oops. Sample that. And let's go slightly darker. Okay, why? Oh, I see why. Sorry, my bad. This needs to be normal, not addition. Boom, boom. And I'm just going to grab white and just add a little bit of noise. Okay, so now let's rewind and just see how it all feels. All right. Actually, I think that might be acceptable. The look right here isn't really bugging me too much. All right, so let's scoot down here and see what we have. You know, other than those eyes are a little bit, they're a little bit fuzzy because of the way I did them before. So yeah, let's go ahead and tighten them up. We'll see if we can do it this way. If this doesn't work, we'll rethink our strategy, but I'm thinking, okay, that's gonna be too dark. Let's hit Z. Let's just have the opacity, and okay, that's cool. This one's probably gonna be more problematic. Yeah, pretty much. But again, maybe we can kind of sort of make this work. So, boom. Let's just tighten that up a skosh. All right, and now, I guess we'll just stay in normal mode for the moment. Boom, boom. Slightly darker here. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Let's just go back to white and just have a soft touch, and boom. Okay. So now what we're going to do is let's try to touch this up a bit and just see if it feels good once we go back to full size. So I always forget this. I guess just clicking anywhere in the interface seems to get rid of that problem. Okay, let's check this. Okay, dot, dot. Okay, yeah, a little bit of a problem, I would say. In that, her pupils need to be a little more of just a dot. Okay, so I'm just going to go to, I may get away with this and I may not. Let's see. Okay, I think I did. And let's hit rewind, go to actual size, tab key so we see the whole screen, and let's just see how it feels. Okay. Not too shabby, not too shabby. The only thing that's bugging me is right there. Yeah, what's bugging me, let's see here. Let's see about this. Doesn't seem to bug me as much there. Might be because the way the eye's looking out. So what I am getting at is that, let's see, let's just do it this way. We'll grab the brush, get it back to its default size. Let's just drag this out here a little further and color that in. Okay, because what's bugging me is her eye. It just seemed to be chopped off a little more than it needed to be there. So I think we're okay. I'm not going to claim this is like a perfect shot, but I just want to get it up to the level of, you know, acceptable. Okay, one more time. Bam. Wonder about a bit on the timing. Boom. And then she reacts. I'm going to see if we pull this back much closer to when the guys get clunked. And then actually... Okay, that feels better. And it's one of those things that you sort of just have to play with the timing and see how it feels. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Clunk. What is missing there? It's still in her eyes. So I'm not gonna compromise on this. I think the look is good. But yeah, the eyes are they're just cockeyed. They are just a little bit screwy. So let me just see what I can do. Alright, what I want to try to do here is get the eyes so they feel more balanced. So I'm just going to paint into it and see what I can do. Right there probably needs to be smoothed out a bit. Chisel back into that. Okay, that's better, but I think we can still improve it even a little bit more. Okay, yeah, I like it. And if we're going to do that, let's give a little bit of an arc here. So the surprise is sort of baking through more. Okay, now does she look cross-eyed? Yes. Okay, so that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Alright, what I want to do is grab this and this is always really a pain because you can't, it's with that, you know, crescent moon shape right there, it's really hard to know if you got it. So all I can really do is make the adjustment and then color it in and see if it feels right. Okay, that does feel right. It looks like her eyes are synchronized now. I don't think it matters as much there. It's not perfectly perfect. One thing we could do, this is risky, I'm going to hit the save button and see if this works. So let's grab let's grab the liquify tool. What I want to do here is I want to just shift this up a little bit. Okay. Well, we'll just see. It's going to be a little bit fuzzy. Okay, I think that might be okay. Let's give it a look. Back to tab mode. N for actual size, and probably should save my work. Save early, save often is kind of the rule, but I can't see if it's saved or not. Well, there's no asterisk up there, so I assume that means it's been saved. And hit the play button. Okay, now it's not jolting me. See, the other times it just was jolting me every time I'd see it. So that's fine. It's not jolting anymore. So Control R to render, and this is going to be 106. Render that MP4, and I probably need to. This is probably an MP4, although it might be an AVI. Yeah, it's an MP4. So that means I need to file, new. Go ahead and save that so that we're able to save over the MP4 here. And then we'll just wait, let it render, and then see how it cuts into the show. So, well, I have to say, Krita's being pretty performant considering, I mean, this is definitely a little larger bit of art. Originally I was going to have a camera move and follow Zen up, and I think when I did the editing, just kind of realized that it felt good just being cropped. So, 'tis what it is. Encoding frames. Yes, you do that. Encode the frames. FFmpeg. One of the truly great, powerful tools out there that everyone should know how to use. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we have. Let's go to here. Okay, that is not the new image. That is not the new one. Something screwy happened here. And that's not at all unusual. Let's see what Krita did. It's usually Krita. Render 106.mp4. Everything looks normal there. Come on, baby. 106. Ah, yes, my bad. My bad. Look at that. It's total stupid attack. So let's go L, anime, render. This is going to be canceled. And I just did something really dumb. So let's go boom, boom. Back here. And we want to go 0106. I don't know what this one is. Let's find out. Just for fun. Just for fun. Let's play it back. If VLC ever wants to go ahead and... Okay, yeah, that's a really old one. That's a really old one. That one needs to be deleted. So we're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. And we're going to rename this one with a leading 0. Boom. Okay. So now when we turn the edit back on, Blender will find our shot. Okay. So it looks to me like it decided it didn't really want to crop it correctly. So, no problem. Yeah, so that'll strike. Okay, so I guess that looks about right, doesn't it? Okay. Boom. Apparently that ends there. So we might as well. Okay, what comes next? That is the question. Okay, so now this is kind of an interesting little sequence. Let's see here, and it's a long one. Boy, is it ever. So it looks like I really baked a lot of shots into a single sequence. Don't remember if this was Krita or OpenTunes, but I would bet a fair amount of money that it's Krita. Okay. So now this shot, well, I think this shot has some character. And I think Okay. I think this shot does have character, and I'm not going to fiddle with it at this point. I may change my mind in the future sometime, but for now I'm going to leave that one as it is. Okay, so let's grab these guys. This is just a still ping, apparently. Okay, so now here's where we're going to have a little bit of an issue because, let me check and make sure this doesn't have modifiers on it. Okay. Mainly because of the color. I like the overall aesthetic of this one, although it's not necessarily consistent with what we've wound up doing on the rest of the show. Why am I hitting? I hit the one. Oh, there it goes. So, okay. So this one I kind of have an issue with. Right here. That's fine, but this is not fine. So, file, save. So the thing that we have to decide if we're going to, like, be anal about is the tonality of his costume. Basically, you got two shots here where it's less yellow and more rusty colored. Since most of it's yellow and some of these shots are definitely going to be salvageable. You know, they're not going to have to necessarily be redone, like that one, for example. I would say we should probably go back and look at these couple shots and tweak to taste if we can. So, with that in mind, save that. And let's go, we'll go ahead and kill this. And what shot is this? This is 107. Excuse me, I will bet you again that this is quite probably a Krita shot. Let's go to 107. 107 and 107 mod. The one labeled 107 has a later date, so I'm going to assume that's probably the preferred one. Okay, so let's just hit the old go button and make sure we got what we think we wanted to have. Yeah, so the only thing I guess I'm going to criticize here would be there's some things on Akari's face that should probably be fixed, but for the moment, let's see what we have in terms of layers. Okay, so there's Zen, and that's basically just the alternative background. So there's Zen. So what is this? Zen Shadow? Okay. Okay, so probably, thankfully, it's a static shot. It's a static shot. So that means we should be able to solo this layer. Let's similar color selection tool. Okay, so that effectively created a mask, and now what we're going to do is, I think what we could do actually is put a filter that's going to be a hue saturation value adjustment, and then we'll make a filter mask. And as you can see, the selection became the mask, which is great. And so now we can actually just go here. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's pop this open. Okay, I'm going to hit Z a couple times and do a little undo. Apparently by undoing the selection, OpenTunes got a little confused on what we wanted to do here. So, did I just say OpenTunes? I meant Krita. Okay, I'm going to eyeball this. So there's Zen in that picture, and there's this is what we've got to get to. So first of all, clearly it's less saturated. Clearly it's lighter. But there we go. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna totally eyeball this. Let's just go ahead and hit OK. Okay, that's gonna be acceptable. Let me go back here on the Zen layer, and it looks like gosh, it looks like that's the only. Okay, now that's interesting. Okay. I don't want to get into it at the moment, what this would take to fix. There is a way to do it, though, where you change the, I may have covered it in a video, but what you do is you take the filter mask, you take the mask, and turn it into a paint layer, and then in multiply mode, it effectively still functions as a mask, and that way you could animate the mask so that in this case you would have, what you'd want to do is you'd want to have this mask on this frame, but then you'd want to have a mask around this on this frame. Well, that's okay. What we'll do is we'll just actually the best solution here is the following. I'm going to go here and I'm going to look at these settings. Okay, 17, negative 22, 25. And just because I'm really bad at remembering things, I'm going to actually create a screenshot. Okay, this might seem like a bit of a kludge, but ultimately it should be a pretty good way to solve the problem that we have to solve right now. Okay, so here in my paint, I just cut and pasted the settings. Okay, so now what we can do is go here, cancel that, and just turn this off. Okay, so now if we go here, we already have the color selection, and we're going to add the same filter. Okay, and what we want to do is go 17, negative 22, 25. Okay, 17, negative 22, 25. Okay, to be honest, I actually think the saturation should go a little higher, and maybe the lightness slightly lower. So yeah, let's go with that. 17, negative 15, 20. Boom. Okay, now I should be able to go back here, do the similar color selection tool, and then just hit Control F. And it's going to apply the same filter that I just applied, right? So that made it easy. And now we can just delete the filter mask because we don't need it. All right, so let's save that. Okay. And layer 10. Why is that ingroupulated? I'm not sure. I'm going to kill that and see if that hurts anything. So let's just give this a play. And it appears not to do any harm. Okay, problem solved effectively. Okay, so I'm hitting the L key because I've gotten used to using OpenTunes again. Saving my document, deleting that layer, saving it again just to be safe. Okay, so now the question becomes, do we want to dink with Akari? Well, Akari's mouth is on a different layer than her bod. So here's Akari's mouth, and what we're looking for, did I say mouth? Akari's figure, her body, her whole complete self. Boom. Okay, so this is probably okay, but here's where I'm kind of taking issue with it. Kind of taking issue. Okay. Why, you ask? Well, okay, so that's an interesting angle. Yeah. So basically the problem is her cheekbone. Her cheekbone is too high. So this is Akari. Let's just make sure we got the right thing we're working on here. Okay. Yep. And I need my brush. And we're going to do a little surgery here. Okay. First thing we're going to do is stretch this up. Like so. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the shadow back in. And just chisel these lines back in there. Okay, now, do we want to give it a little suggestion of an incline? I think so. And then, let's go ahead and smooth this out a little bit. Now I may obviously change my mind, but no, I think we're okay. I think that's actually what we want. So I'm going to turn on my smoothing. And I don't like that at all. So in my color selector, I really want this to be a little lighter. And actually, why don't we use the pencil just to, so we can sort of gently ease it in a little bit. Okay, now the problem is here, and this is complicated somewhat by the fact that we got those rosy cheeks going on. Probably we want to actually be in eraser mode here. I'm going to turn the smoothing back on. Okay. I'm just seeing if the smoothing is in fact off. It didn't feel like it was there for a minute. There. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And save. Rewind, playback. Let's just check it out here and see what we've got. Not too bad. Okay. Alright, if we're going to do it though, we probably want to fix up the wide shot as well. So let's go here. It's probably, nope. I definitely like the acting here. Okay, yeah. This is kind of tricky. I mean, the truth of the matter is probably her eyes should be lowered slightly. Alright, I'm going to early save off in here because I'm going to have to jump ahead and behind. And yeah, so, okay, let's just do it. We're just going to do it. We're going for the gusto here. What I'm going to do is just grab this and boom. Well, not too bad. Now the question becomes, do we wanna go like, okay, we don't want erase mode. We want the pencil. Okay. That didn't quite work as well as I thought it might. I think if we're going to do it, it's got to be a little bit more distinct. Okay. Save. Rewind. Let's see what we got. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll go with it. So, save that. This is shot 107. Looks like I closed Blender, so that works out just fine. Going for an MP4. Render. And let's go way forward here, and there's a 107. Boom. Save that, baby. Then we'll go pop her open, look in Blender, see if things are looking pretty groovy, and if they are, we will be done with the shot. What the heck time is it? Pushing 4 o'clock. So yeah, this was well worthwhile. Geez, I didn't even spend an hour, but I fixed up, what, 2 shots that were kind of in need of some attention, so feeling pretty good about that. Feeling not so good about making you sit here and wait through my render, so my apologies. 'Tis what it is, but we're just cranking away, man. In fact, I think after this I'm going to spend another hour on the Salt and Light script. I don't think, when I talked about this, there was a video I did about, I don't know, like a month ago or so, and was talking about this new project that I decided to, that I had originally come up with like 5 years ago, but decided to start taking seriously because the marketplace had changed enough to where this concept for a cartoon is a viable concept. The revenue potential is respectable enough to make it worth doing, basically, at this point. Well, anyway, my point is that I don't think at the time I mentioned the title of it, so I don't mind saying that the title it's called Salt and Light. And that title is subject to revision, but that has been the title for quite a long time, so I think it's probably what it's going to be. Alright, let's go to Blender 2.8. Pop that baby open. Pop that baby open now. And let's see. That does not look like it's the new shot. Ah, that's an AVI. Okay, cool. So we'll just go down here and we'll replace the AVI with the MPG. I'm sorry, the MP4. Boom. There, that did it. Alright. So we did this shot and this shot. So if you think about it, what did we fix up? We fixed up, let's see, 528 to 548. So 20 seconds of show. touched up. Was that the only one I did? It seems like there was something else, but I can never remember. Okay, let's just go here. Hit the space bar. You lowly jackal. Have you ever heard of a fair fight? Ah! Boom. The color correction looks great. It's not playing back super wonderful, but okay. So yeah, the next question is going to be, you know, on these shots with Zen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to hit the 1 key so I get the right size. I mean, they look pretty good. But the quality of the ink work is a little different. I like the delicacy of it, but it is a little inconsistent with kind of where we've been headed lately. But I don't know. I think we'll probably leave it. Okay, so this is a still image, this shot. So obviously it lacks the color correction, but we'll worry about that another time. That's going to take 2 seconds to do. So obviously that right there is kind of problematic. But with that, I will say that's it for now. And as you guys know, there will be more later.